What's up, Tiger fans? It's Morgan here, back again with another quick video about your Clemson Tigers. And I'm excited to talk to you about the 2023 football schedule that was just recently released this week. Pretty interesting games on there, home and away, and we'll dive into it. But before I do, make sure you like this video if you like the video and subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can stay up to date on all of my exclusive Clemson content I put out every single week. Oh, by the way, you can follow me at The Morgan T Show over on Twitter and other social media accounts as well. So go follow me there. All right, so let's bring up and get into it. Let's start the 5-minute countdown timer and see if I can stay with it. For now, we shall see. But if you can see, the image there is from Clemson, released on Twitter. That's their poster. And also they gave a version for your mobile phone, which I thought was really cool. You can put the orange or purple version. I like the purple, so I went with that for my background on my phone. I recommend you do the same. But I also did my own little version of a graphic because, you know, I love graphics. So here is my list of the schedule for the 2023 football season. And I also even threw in there the April 15th spring game, 1 p.m. We know that was announced. If you watch the live show with Big Al and Mr. Houston Burnett, you know, Houston said that when there's not a baseball game there in April, you know something's up with the spring game. And he was exactly right. April 15th, 1 p.m., free admission. I take my family there, and I think it's a great time. I hope to see you there because, you know, you get a little bit of a glimpse. Now, the past couple of spring games have been kind of duds when you come to like competition and scoring. I'm hoping, though, with the new offensive coordinator and Garrett Riley and the, start of Cade Klubnik era, I'm hoping that we'll see some more, big time plays out there in the spring game. But let's continue on to the actual schedule because I know you're looking forward to that. September 4th starts everything. Labor Day at Duke, which, I mean, when is the last time we played Duke? It's been a long time since I remember even playing Duke, much less playing at Duke. It has been forever and a day, that's for sure. And that's going to be on Labor Day as well. So not your typical Saturday type game. This is going to be one that I think is going to be a little bit more interesting because obviously Duke has improved under their new head coach, and I look forward to seeing what they can do in 2023, even though I think that Clemson will win. If you follow Duke on social media or some of the ACC accounts, you'll have noticed that they recently posted where a player is rubbing their Duke rock and then running down the tunnel into the field and kind of I don't know if it's making fun of Dabo Swinney or just maybe tipping their hat to Dabo Swinney. I don't know, but I thought it was funny personally. But anyways, so the next game's up September 9th, Charleston Southern. This will be one where I feel like should be one of those wins. It's interesting because it's an in-state game. I'm sure there's a lot of family members there that have people going to Charleston Southern, but should be an easy game for the Tigers. Next up after that, September 16th, Florida Atlantic. Now, this one is interesting because they're going to still have, I believe, N'Kosi Perry as their quarterback. So, he played at Miami, seems like 10 years ago, but, he's still playing. And then you have their head coach, who is now Tom Herman. So kind of a, I guess, more well-known head coach there, even though he's kind of trying to rebuild his career. Then after that, Clemson continues with their Florida teams. September game, September 23rd, Florida State. So you really have one away game to start the season, and then three straight home games at Clemson. So, get your tickets there. And remember, I feel like I have to say this every year, but don't schedule your wedding day on any of these days listed here on this screen. Any of them. None of them count. You cannot schedule that. It's not fair to you or to us. All right. So public service announcement there. Continuing September 30th at Syracuse. That one's got to always worry a Clemson fan. It seems like every time Clemson goes up there to Syracuse, there's some sort of turnover, some sort of injury. I'm not even going to say that. I'm knocking on wood now, but it always seems like something happens. Then starting off October, really the only home game in October, Wake Forest, Clemson typically does well against Wake Forest and can pull out a win even in close games. And so I feel like they can do that at home again this season. Then they have a bye week after that. So I guess, we'll allow you to schedule a wedding on October 14th. So just put that one down. Circle that one. Then you've got a couple of away games at Miami. Miami fans are always going to be up for that one, but are they actually going to attend the game? That's the first thing. So they might talk a lot of junk on social media, but are they actually going to attend the game? And then NC State, they're going to talk a lot of junk on social media, and they're also going to attend the game. So two pretty hostile away games there. Miami, everybody always says at the beginning of the season and in the spring that they're back. But, to me, don't believe it. So, and then NC State, we'll have to see what happens if they can get back to really stressing Clemson out like they have in the past. Anything at NC State in Raleigh is always going to be kind of a hostile environment, as they say. And then going into November schedule, you have Notre Dame. I think that's a really good one compared to last time they were there. I believe it was the big monsoon game. That was a legendary, historic game. It's nice to have Notre Dame back, a historic program. I would love to go to that game. So I'm going to be circling that one for me. I think the Florida State game is one I'm circling. The Notre Dame game's one I'm circling. I mean, really, to be honest with you, most of these home games seem pretty good. Georgia Tech, November 11th. Clemson should, do well with them. Obviously, they have a new head coach who seems to be getting some hype around that program. So we'll see how they can do in November. North Carolina, a team that they just came off of winning in the ACC championship game. Now they're going to get them in the regular season, November 18th. And then South Carolina. So North Carolina, South Carolina, kind of interesting there. They're going to have to go to South Carolina. Now, I know it says November 35th, but there is no November 35th. That's actually November 25th. So typo there. I have to beat up my copywriter, my graphic designer for doing that. It's November 25th at South Carolina. Obviously, that's one that I think everybody's going to circle. I have never actually traveled to Williams-Brice. I don't plan on it. But to be honest with you, this is going to be one that I'm really, really looking forward to because Clemson's got to get back in the win column. There's a lot of momentum postseason after South Carolina was able to have success against Clemson and Tennessee and then really kind of take Notre Dame for the whole four quarters, and they're going to get Spencer Rattler back. So there's a lot of hype there, but they did have a lot of guys leave in the transfer portal, and there's a big question mark over who they hired at offensive coordinator and why they did that. But by then, we'll really know what Clemson is on offense and if they can sustain a run to the playoffs again in 2023, if they can get back to that. And then December 2nd is the ACC championship game. And, if Clemson is able to make it there. Now, keep in mind, this year there's no divisions. So you'll have, I believe there's no divisions. So you'll have, you could potentially play, the rumor is, let's say you could play Florida State twice in this situation. Or you could play one of these teams here twice that is in the ACC. So it doesn't have to be someone from the Coastal in 2023. So just keep that in mind as well. All right, so that's the 2023 football schedule. We're past the 5 minutes, actually like 3 minutes over, so I got to go. But thank you so much for tuning into the video. Again, like the video if you like the video. Subscribe if you want to get more from me. And as always, Tiger fans, we'll see you at the top of the hill.